I'm Guy Rivera, your guy in the mortgage industry.
It's time to pay attention.
Come on, people. Think about it.
Welcome to Mortgage Matters.
Mortgage industry is not rocket science.
Your guide to the information you can use to choose the best answers to your real estate financing questions.
If that loan agent tells you that, get up and run away.
Now, here's your host.
We're 16 years on State and Islay.
Your guy in the mortgage industry, Guy Rivera.
Okay. Welcome to Mortgage Matters. I'm Guy Rivera. This is my show. It's August 2nd in the year of our Lord 2016. It's going to be a really good show. It's going to be a really great show. I'm excited. I'm excited for a couple of different reasons. One, I get to have Ruth Ann Bowe on this show. She is a realtor with Keller Williams. She's going to come and give you some of her insights, talk about some of her listings, talk about the market in general. Ruth Ann, I've known forever. We're lucky to have her here today because she's a straight shooter. She's just one of those realtors. She's a full-time realtor. She doesn't tend bar by night and try to sell real estate during the day. I've told everybody to stay away from those guys. You can't knock somebody from, can't knock them for making a living. But if you're going to indulge yourself, you're going to jump in to the real estate industry. You got to go full Monty. You got to go full bore, especially the mortgage industry, because this is not an industry where you can just tip your toes in. If you're not full-time real estate indulged, it's really hard to stay up on the new trends, hard to stay up on what's coming in onto the market. It's really hard for a part-time real estate agent or a part-time mortgage loan officer to give you the best service. I've always said that here on my show. I believe it. and that, to me, that's the way it is. If anybody has a difference of opinion, please feel free. 564-1290. Give me a call. We can talk about it. I can tell you where you're wrong and I'm right. I also have that button where I can just click you off. So either way, give me a call. Let's talk about it. So I have a little ritual every time I start my show. We must disclose our licensing. My name is Guy Rivera. I'm a senior loan officer with Guarantee Mortgage. Our parent company is American Pacific Mortgage. They're out of Roseville, and it's a great company to be associated with. We're very proud to be associated with those guys. Guarantee Mortgage joined those guys about 2 years ago, and I personally have been with Guarantee Mortgage for 17 years. We've been on the corner of State and Islay all that time, 17 years. Guarantee Mortgage has always been our parent company. I was called Pacific Guarantee when we first started. Pacific Riviera Mortgage, but Guarantee Mortgage has always been my parent company, and now we have Guarantee Mortgage moved over with American Pacific Mortgage, and it's just a phenomenal move on our management part. Last month alone, they funded over $1 billion worth of loans. It's mind-boggling the amount of money. We're a direct lender, which means we have delegated underwriting privileges here, up to $3 million. If you're dealing with one of those Wall Street banks, and you know who they are, you're not going to get the service, you're not going to get the experience that you're going to find at Guarantee Mortgage, Santa Barbara, 1736 State Street. I guarantee it, hands down, we are, I don't want to say, we're one of the better mortgage bankers out there. And we're really proud of that. I'm not going to say I'm the best. A lot of people think I am, but but we're, probably are. What do you think, Richard?
You are correct, sir.
There we go. Okay, so my NMLS number is 57662. American Pacific Mortgages is 1850. My BRE number is 1220403. American Pacific goes by 0121-5943. There's a lot to cover today, but I have been gone for 2 weeks. Hugo Mendez, my reverse mortgage guy, has been holding down this show for the last 2 weeks, and I appreciate it. He's real good at what he does. He does only reverse mortgages. There's a couple of people out there that do reverse mortgages and forward mortgages. I don't believe in it. I think that there's so many moving parts in a reverse mortgage that you have to be a true expert in that field. That's why Hugo Mendez is doing that for us at Guarantee Mortgage. If you have any questions on a reverse mortgage, you can tune in here. You can give Hugo a call at the office or on his cell, 570-1998, 570-1998. Excuse me. So I start my show off with a simple question to Richard, our engineer. Have you checked the answer machine lately? Mm-hmm. Jeff Bridges or Donald Trump call for me? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Because I got something in common with Jeff Bridges. I bought all of his charitable items that he puts up for donation, and I donate them back to whoever likes them. But, Jeff, if you're out there, you need a mortgage, I'm your guy. Give me a call. You're selling your house. You might need a mortgage to buy another bigger $50 million house. And we have the funds for that. As far as Trump goes, well, he doesn't need a mortgage. But what he does need is to answer a couple of questions, and that's all I want. I'm not saying I'm voting for him. I'm not saying that I'm voting for Hillary. But nobody's really addressed the Dodd-Frank. Nobody's really addressed the regulation or deregulation of our industry. Where are the issues? Where are the policies? I would like to hear what those guys are thinking about doing to our industry. There are a lot of good people out there that can purchase homes, but they're just overly regulated. I mean, it's not hard to get a mortgage right now. Banks are lending money. We are lending money. But damn, I like it to be a little easier once in a while. So, with that being said, we started August with less optimism on the bond's ability to push higher. You know, the bond market is kicking ass, taking names. It's doing well. After a 3-day rally last week, which put bonds near resistance historic price highs, prices are lower to start the week. The bearish pattern emerging after the uptrend and the resistance has our attention. I don't know whose attention. I do know this, that the 10-year bond is places where I haven't never seen it. And some say it's going to actually go lower. Now, for me personally, that's a good benchmark to see where your rates are going. You watch that 10-year, that yield comes down, your rates are going to go down, it goes up. But last year it was at 2.5, 2.7, somewhere around there. Right now it's about 1.506, 1.56. We're at historic lows in interest rates. We are at historic lows in interest rates right now. So if you think it's too much of a hassle to refinance, think again. First of all, you could be eligible for a HARP program, Homeowner Assistance Refinance Program. Or two, if it makes sense, take your current payment and rate, keep it, but shorten the amortized time that you have. Wake up, smell the coffee. The roses are blooming. You can do that and save yourself 6 figures in interest. That makes sense. That takes a little effort. Put the effort into it. If you want to save 6 figures, if you want to save $50,000, $60,000, I did that for a client of mine. Moved him from a 30-year that we did last year to a 25-year. I showed him the dollar amount that he was knocking off for the 4 years worth of interest. He started drooling, this guy. It was unbelievable. He says, really? And his payment went up $14 because of the rate change. But we knocked off 4 years of interest payments. One of my better clients, he loved the idea. We closed his loan in under 30 days. Well, it was about 35 days. I'm not going to exaggerate. So 35 days, and he couldn't be happier. Got him well under 4%, and it's just something that's out there. So consider that. If you're considering, I know you got a great rate if you've refinanced in the past 12 months. You can get a better rate, but consider shaving off some time. And if you don't want to do that, call me. I'll give you the calculations on how to self-amortize it, because I'm that kind of a guy. I just want people to save money, people to get a good deal. I want people to flow. Make your mortgage work for you. Never can tell when you need to pull that tool out and make it work a different way. What I mean by that is send the kids to college. I got one friend that's refinancing right now because her gal is going to college up in Oregon. That's right. Go Ducks. Oregon Ducks, baby. So there's plenty of reasons to make there's plenty of reasons to make the mortgage work for you. It should always be working for you. Look at it as a tool. We're going to get into that later, but I'm really super excited about Ruth Ann Bowe. So we're going to take a quick break. Richard's giving me the finger. Ruth Ann's going to be walking in the door here in a minute. It's Guy Rivera, 1290 a.m. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and the lovely Ruth Ann Bowe has walked in. Say hello, Ruth Ann.
Hello, Ruth Ann.
She's going to stand by here for a minute while I just jam through a couple of things I want to throw over there, because I know I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to get right into Ruth Ann because she's more interesting than what I have to say here. So welcome to my show, Ruth Ann.
Thank you, Guy, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we go way, way back. When I was starting the show, I said, I've known Ruth Ann for a very long time. How long? You were in the title.
I started out with Fidelity Title. I've been in Santa Barbara about 12 years, so it was 12 years ago.
12 years ago, yeah.
12 years ago. You were one of the first people I met when I moved here.
This is great. Our industry is pretty tight-knit. We've seen them come and we've seen them go, and I'm really so happy that you're still into it.
Thank you. Me too.
And you're full-time, and that says a lot about a great real estate agent in our industry, a full-time agent. Don't you agree?
It does. Full-time, I guess that depends on what that means to you, because full-time isn't 40 hours a week. It's more like 80 hours a week, and your whole life is consumed by it. But if you love it, then that's perfectly okay.
Yes, and that's what I mean by it. You're not out there. You're not going to a cocktail waitress job after. That's what I mean.
Nobody wants to see me being a cocktail waitress.
So I'm so glad you're here. So we're going to talk a little bit about some things that are on your mind. We're going to talk a couple of things that you brought, some statistics, which I'm really happy that you did. Tell us what's going on in the market right now. What is your vision? Give me some stats. Tell our listeners out there what you see going on.
The last several years, I would say that the same thing that I say to my own clients. The market's still in a bit of a roller coaster. You never know from one month to the next how the statistics are going to turn out. And in fact, I pulled July statistics, and we went from having almost 4 months worth of inventory to having over 7 months worth of inventory. And that was just June statistics to July.
Wait a minute. What does that mean? Because I hear that a lot. 3 months of inventory to 7 months. So you have 7 months worth of houses you can sell X per day for every
right.
month.
So the way that we figure it is, you take the number of sales that were in that month and how many active listings there are, and that allows you to determine how many months, if we brought no more active listings on, how long would it take us to go through the current inventory that we have? And that's 7 months, over 7 months. Now, the reason this is important to your listeners is because when it's at 3 months, It's still a seller's market, very much a seller's market. That's not considered a lot of inventory. That means that buyers are often bidding higher than asking price, and multiple offers are still happening. At 7 months, it's considered a buyer's market. That 4, 5, 6 months is really, or 4 or 5 months is really a normal market, what's considered normal. But at 7 months, it becomes a buyer's market. It could be because it's the summertime. And with it being the summertime, lots of people, they think that that's the best time to sell. I don't necessarily agree with that, because if everybody thinks that's a great time to sell and there's that much more inventory, my personal favorite is when you put a house on the market in December, because the real buyers are out there. Those are the ones that you're not going to have a million people traipsing through your house to see it. You're going to have the real buyers that are coming and looking at it and making offers. But going back to the statistics, just to give you an idea, last month in July, we had 82 sales of single-family homes and PUDs, which are planned urban developments. In June of last year, we had 105, and when you compare it to the year before of July, it was 128. So in terms of number of sales, we are down quite a bit, surprising for a summer month. And again, the active listings, in June, we were at 414 active single-family homes and PUDs, and now we're at 606. So it's a little scary. It's only 1 month, so it's not considered a trend yet. We like to see it for 3 or 4 months in a row before we actually think that the market is really changing. Interesting thing, the average sales price has gone up. From June of 2016, it was $1,686,000, and now it's at about $1,774,000, and the median is actually down. Now, people question a lot about what's the difference between the average and the median. You have to kind of look at both of them to really get a feel for where the market is. When you're looking at the median, if we happen to have a lot of really small sales, that's going to bring the median down, and if we happen to have a lot of high sales, it's going to bring it way up. Same thing with average. You know, if we get more than 10 or 15 sales over $5 million, that's going to skew the numbers. So again, you want to look at the trends, and there's not a big enough difference really to make a trend difference. Looking at condos, it's a little bit different market. The months of inventory now is at 4.88. Last month, it was only at 2.38, so there is still a big difference there, but it's still considered a seller's market-ish, maybe bordering the normal market. Again, average sales price is up to $733 from $654. That's $654,000 for a condo. Keep in mind, we have lots of newer construction condos that are selling in the multi-million dollars.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's So I would see where that's a seller's market, because there's a lot of entry-level buyers that really want to get in, and they can. Am I right there?
You are, and what I find interesting about that is I've got 2 listings right now. One is a cute little 2-bedroom townhouse, so you don't have anybody above or below you. We're asking $539,000. That's right where it needs to be. I mean, that's a great price. It's got 2 patios. It's got the washer and dryer in the unit, which a lot of condos don't have.
How big is something like that? How big is that townhome?
It's not huge.
Like
it's
1,000,
about 1,000 square feet. A little bit less than 1,000 square feet, but the bedrooms are really big. It's very well utilized square footage.
You know, that used to be the cool starter bachelor pad. Townhome, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that is cool. So you got another listing. Tell us about the other listing.
So the other one is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. When you talk about square footage, this is over 1,600 square feet.
Single family or condo?
It's a condo.
No way.
It's a townhouse, end unit, $599,000.
You got to be
for 3
kidding
bedrooms.
me.
I know, it's a great price.
Is it attached, detached?
It's attached. Yeah. It's attached, but you only have people on 2 sides, and I've never heard anybody in there. You have your own private little patio.
For how much is that?
$599.
1,600 square feet?
1,600 square feet.
Oh my God, that's a family style home.
It is.
That's
Should
a
I write
family
up an
size
offer?
home.
Should I write up an offer for you, Guy?
No, I mean, I live in a single family residence that's not too much bigger than that. That's
Exactly.
Mind-boggling. That's a great starter family home.
It is.
So that won't top off either, will it? I mean, is that topped off at $599? There's room to go up.
Well, the unit right next door, which was completely refurbished, almost too well refurbished, they got $675 for it. Same floor plan, same everything.
So that's a great entry right there. That's pretty unbelievable. Okay, Richard's giving us that finger, which means we're going to have to take quick break, commercial break. This is Guy Rivera. We're speaking with Ruth Ann Bowe from Keller Williams, Santa Barbara. And just a quick reminder that this show is rebroadcast Tuesdays at 10 p.m., Sundays at noon. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back speaking with the Ruth Ann Bowe. She's with Keller Williams, and we're jumping all over the place, but let's get right back into Ruth Ann herself. We were talking about this, what I think a kick-ass condo price of $599, 1,600 square feet. This is her listing, and that's mind-boggling for a condominium townhouse. But how long have you been in the business? How long have you been selling real estate in Santa Barbara?
I have been licensed just right about 11 years now. I've been in the industry for about 16. I was in the title business, as you know. I was in real estate advertising prior to that. I've been training realtors for almost my entire time. Even before I was a realtor, my background is sales, advertising, and marketing. And when I was selling real estate advertising, I realized that these realtors have no idea. That's not true. Many of them have no idea what they're actually selling. Yes, we're selling houses, but we're really selling our own service.
Right.
And they didn't know how to go about doing that.
Well, a lot of them, I'll just say it for you, a lot of them don't know what the hell they're doing. So
a lot of them do,
yeah,
too.
But a lot of them do. So, and you are, you're also teaching classes at City College. You're like Professor Ruth Ann.
I can't quite be called professor yet. I haven't put in enough time just yet, but I am an instructor there. I love it. It's the Real Estate Principles class, which is the first class that you take to get your real estate license. I've been doing that. This is I believe it's my 6th semester. And Guy, I am always grateful to have you as a guest speaker in my class. The students love you. And the class is interesting, isn't it?
It's a great experience, and you can't call yourself professor, but when I know on the day that I go to talk at your class, I wake up and my wife just shakes her head because I tell her, okay, for the day I'm Professor Guy. Everybody in the office call me Professor. So then when I get to the office, everybody just shakes their head. Oh, God, he's teaching again, or he's talking for Ruth Ann's class again tonight. That's a lot of fun.
It is.
And there's some interesting people. I'm actually doing a deal for one of the students. Mm-hmm. I think I told you, who called me out of the blue, and love her. She's great. And so what else is under your belt of expertise? Because I know that the good thing about working with you, Ruth Ann, and I love working with you, is you're no nonsense. You're a straight shooter. This is all you do. But the most exciting part of it, which I watch, because I do watch and I do listen, is how you try to structure the deals for the clients. You truly have their best interest at heart.
You have to,
yeah,
in this business. And it's all about, I really see myself as a solution finder. There are situations that can get really tricky, and it's a matter of negotiating so that you're doing the best for your client and making sure that what needs to happen happens for them. Now, what needs to happen and what they want to happen may not necessarily be the same thing, but if I can walk away and have 95% of my clients absolutely thrilled and the other 5% not unhappy, but okay. Exactly. Yeah. I can't expect everybody to love me.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make everybody happy all the time. That's just the way it is.
Right.
But we can sure strive for it.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about working with you, because you'll call me up or you'll shoot me, hey, Guy, will this work? Will this work? If we go here, we go here. That is a solution finder. That's a deal maker, looking for the best interest, looking out for the best interest of the clients. Even if you're shaving off, and I've seen this, which I have not seen, you're one of very few, shave off a little bit here to make the deal work for your client. But,
it's not something we like to do. But
I understand that.
We work hard for our money. People don't understand how it works out, but we do what it takes to make it happen, especially when it's a repeat client and it's somebody who I already have an affection for, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it so that they can move. I mean, I've got one couple, the couple that is selling the condo that you keep raving about. Thank you very much. Adorable couple, bought the condo thinking they would never have kids, and now they have two amazing little girls, and we found a house for them. In fact, you're helping me with this one.
Yeah.
Found a house for them. We have to sell their condo now. And but it's all about making it happen. And what are we going to do to find a solution to make it happen and get all of the parties involved, especially the lender. I cannot emphasize how important it is to talk to a lender, whether you're selling and buying or whether you're just buying, because you're going to have a lot of solutions for people as well.
You got to have solutions. I mean, our industry, there's so many moving parts, and there's a lot of problems that do come up, but there's always solutions to every problem, always solutions to every question, or answers to every question. And it's refreshing to work with a real estate agent like yourself that seeks solutions, because that's truly the way things get done. That's truly the way the flow and to stay fluid in a transaction, because transactions are just that. They're two parties wanting to come together to meet a certain goal.
And I see it really as five, because and we all want the same final ending, that the final outcome. We're all striving for it. But not only do you have a buyer and a seller, but you've got the buyer's agent, you've got the seller's agent, and you've got the lender. So you've got five people working together to try to make it work out to the best. We want a win-win situation. We want both parties walking away saying, wow, I'm so happy about how this all turned out.
Yeah, and it usually does. So you're with Keller Williams. How long have you been with Keller?
About a year and a half now is all. I was with Coldwell Banker before that.
Right.
Started out with Home Realty. Bob Ross, I love you. You're awesome. He was very instrumental in helping me. It was a very small company, is still a very small company, and he was amazing helping me learn all of the documents and really understanding the contracts and the disclosures and why they were important.
Sure.
Invaluable information that he had the time to spend with me.
Those are ever changing as well, right? You guys get more and more constantly. That's why it's truly, truly important to deal with a full-time industry person, a full-time realtor, because it's ever-changing. I don't care what anybody says. Our industry is ever-changing. Your industry is ever-changing. And if you are not up on it, then people can get in trouble. Things can happen. Mm-hmm. And things can, and then you're looking for solutions around every corner when it really shouldn't be that way.
Right.
It should be a lot more fluid that way.
And if you know the contract, if you understand it completely, you can avoid some of those obstacles. And that's part of our job as realtors as well, is to take as much of the stress away from the buyer or seller as we can. Bring it on me. Let me deal with it. Let me find a solution first before I even bring it to my client, so that they don't have to stress about it.
Yeah, they got enough stress in their life. Just thinking about the move is stressful enough.
It's one of the biggest three things that you can do next to getting married and having babies.
Right. I mean, geez Louise. So Keller Williams, right here on Santa Barbara Street, buysb.com?
On Anacapa Street.
Anacapa,
and you're confusing my license plate. My license plate is buysb.
Okay,
my website,
what's your website?
My website is sellingsb.com.
Sellingsb.com. Ruth Ann Bowe is there. We're going to take another quick commercial break because Richard's telling us to. But I do want to give a shout-out to my sponsors first, though. American Riviera Bank. Those are great guys to deal with. Do you know those guys over there?
A little bit.
Okay. I do a ton of business when they sponsor my show. They love me. I love them. Eusebio Cordova, congratulations on his move. He was just named. He's always been a big shot to me in my eyes, but he's an ultra big shot now. He's chief credit officer. All the loan agents now are way beneath him. So I know you're listening, Cordova. Congratulations. And so when you find it in your heart to bestow your presence upon me, please give me a call. Richard, we're going to take a quick commercial break. It's Guy Rivera speaking with Ruth Ann Bowe. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back speaking with the lovely Ruth Ann Bowe from Keller Williams, sellingsb.com, because she doesn't want to give out her phone number. There might be some stalkers out there.
Not that they couldn't get it on sellingsb.com.
698-1971, by the way. Was
You
that
have
right?
it memorized.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
surprised. Wow.
That's why my brain hurts so much. I've got all these numbers in there. Anyway, so we got somebody cool on the line here who wants to... this is, you know Drew, right?
I do know Drew.
Okay, you got to put on your headset right there. Which one are... Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, let's bring on Drew Wakefield. Drew, are you there, buddy?
Guy Rivera, Guarantee Mortgage. I am on the radio. Ruth Ann Bowe, how are you, young lady? Great to hear you on the radio today.
Thank you.
So, thanks for calling in, Drew. I wanted to just give you a couple of minutes to recap what we did last night with the Santa Barbara Association of Realtors, what you and I are going to do for the rest of the week. For you, by the way, Drew Wakefield, 4-time Academy Award winner, Ramada Inn.
I love it.
You are Mr. Santa Barbara. You are all over. You give 120% of your time to this community.
More than that.
Yeah, and you do a great job for a lot of people. But you got 3 minutes to tell us what you're going to be doing for Santa Barbara during Fiesta, and I know it's packed. So lay it on us, Drew.
So first off, ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening out there in Radio Land on AM 1290, what a great night we just had last night, Monday night, Fiesta Kickoff Party. The best, most affordable community Fiesta party that there is in the community. $15 was a ticket, $20 at the door. Santa Barbara Association Realtors provided churros, mariachis for an hour. Spencer the Gardener played. We have business people from all over the community, food from El Zarape, both the Spirit and Junior Spirit dance, as well as El Presidente. J.C. Gordon was there. It was a packed, wonderful evening. Guy Rivera, Guarantee Mortgage, was the tent sponsor. We had everything, and how about that low cost? Because we believe in community. Then we're going to move on, obviously, to tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I will be down at the JC booth at De La Guerra Plaza with San Marcos Wrestling Team, helping sell taquitos. So if you come down, you're a business person, you know what I do. I'm going to be yelling your name and your business name out. You'll shout out, you come buy some taquitos. All the money goes for the kids. We'll be down there for a couple hours, and you know, everybody goes downtown De La Guerra. It's almost all business people. So bring your business cards. I know John Palmentary, KEYT, is going to be down there doing a little commercial. Then in the evening, we'll be up at the Old Mission for Fiesta Pequeña and Father Larry's party. Prior to that, Thursday, we'll be back down at the De La Guerras, again, raising money for the kids in the taquito booth. We're going to be doing probably digs on Thursday evening. If not, I might have another engagement to do, raise some money. Friday, Guy Rivera, Guarantee Mortgage, is going to be announcing the parade on Cabrillo Boulevard, which is a magnificent spot down there. It's always nice and airy and cool. I'm probably going to be on Upper State Street, which will be amazing. Then we're going to go to Horseman's Rendezvous, where we have a little party going on. Jump back to the courthouse with the Courthouse Legacy Foundation. Then I'm on the events committee for that. We're not doing our golf tournament, but a big event that night. We have the Spirit. We're going to have the Junior Spirit. We're going to have El Presidente. We're going to have all the dignitarios there. Courthouse Legacy Foundation raising money for our beautiful, historic Santa Barbara Courthouse. And then on Saturday morning, I'm going to be standing in the line for the Kiwanis breakfast for pancakes when Guy Rivera is adding blueberries to his pancakes. And I love blueberries.
I love
so if
blueberries.
you're listening and you want to help raise money for this great, wonderful, incredible community event. It's, by the way, it's the last one.
It's the last one. 60-year tradition.
60 years. Unbelievable. You know what? We've got to do something to make this work.
The city.
So get the city. Get the city. Come on, city council members.
Yeah. Well, actually, let's. I'm going to beat up on the city here in a couple of minutes, Drew. So don't get into it. Yeah, it is the last one, and I am doing a celebrity chef thing there, flipping pancakes. So I want everybody to come down and get into my line because I usually throw the blueberries into the pancakes and serve them. It's a lot of fun. Saturday.
So Guy Rivera, that's what we're doing. And you know what, brother? It's all, and Ruth Ann, you know this as well. It's all about our beloved community, and we all come together. We all think highly of everybody, and we do everything that we can, even though sometimes we don't agree politically. It doesn't matter. If we all love our community, we all join in hand, we do everything we can. We're going to make Santa Barbara, California, which already is the most majestic city in the continental United States, the best, most enjoyable city to live in, to be in, and be around each other as we support all these great local charities. Guy, you do a great job. I love you. And again, I tell you what, people, if you're listening today, if you're thinking about a mortgage for your house, no better than Guy Rivera, guaranteed mortgage. And if you're looking for a great realtor, Ruth Ann Bowe, she's pretty phenomenal. I know that.
Thanks, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, Drew. We're going to cut you off, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you definitely on Friday as we are announcing the parade and throughout the week of Fiesta festivities.
Have a great day. Thanks for getting me on.
All right, buddy. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks for calling in. Okay, he's always a lot of fun. He's always 100% and just a ball of energy. That guy.
I love Drew. Anytime I see him, I get just that little bit of excitement, just because I know that I'm going to walk away from Drew with a piece of his energy. It's you can't help it.
And you can't. Yeah, and Maria Jimenez helps so much with.
She's amazing.
She's a great gal. Everybody loves Maria.
I hope she's feeling better.
I do too. So getting back to our industry, and I got to give a couple of more plugs. On the 13th, Victoria wanted to do something for the Special Olympics. So did you get my thing today, my daily?
I did.
I hope that you can make it. We're doing outdoor. Richard, I want you and your wife to make it too. It's a free movie night at the Sunken Gardens. It's for the Special Olympics kids and the Autism Society. We're my wife's sponsoring the outdoor movie. We're going to be doing Eddie the Eagle. She loves that movie, and it's about the Olympics, right? It's a true story, and everybody's invited. Everybody's invited. It's free, under the stars, the 13th of August. It's a Saturday.
So it's not your normal Friday night movie?
Nope, it's not the normal Friday night movie. This is for friends and family. Anybody can come. It's free, outdoors.
Always a good time.
Yeah, it's always a great time. The kids are going to be having fun, and that's why my wife is doing it. That's why Victoria's doing it. That's always a lot of fun. Community thing. That's right.
I've lived in several different places throughout the country, and I have never, ever felt such a strong community bond as I have here. And I've never stayed living in one area for so long, but I love it here. It's just just that community. I feel like I'm a part of it, and it's so welcoming.
Well, you are. Being born and raised here, especially around this time, Fiesta. You go through cycles. Like, when you were kids, when you were growing up here, it's like, oh, Fiesta, let's get them. I mean, there used to be concerts down on the beach. Before you got here, concerts down on the beach. People would be able to walk down the street with beers. And, I mean, just a whole different world. Mm-hmm. They've toned it down, which is great. But then you go through another cycle where it's all Fiesta again. I'm going to the desert, and I did that cycle for a while. Now I'm into Fiesta, and I've been asked, I was on the board of Old Spanish Days for a while. I got off of that because I got a little too political, some of those things, and I'm the worst when it comes to politics. And But just being able to help out with like the announcing for David Bolton, who's on the board and who runs that.
I'm a marshal this year too.
You're a marshal. That's right. Your first time
Super
marshaling.
Excited about it.
You get to go and you get to carry a taser, right, and tase people. No.
Evidently, we're protecting
Okay.
where the news people are going to be.
There you go. You get to carry a taser.
We
Nice.
Look out.
So it's a lot of fun. That parade is a lot of fun, and I've spent most of my parade time down there in front of Emilio's. We used to have this. And we started it there. It's now Toma's, but we started where we would draw a circle with chalk in the street, on the street, and then you'd have a board. Everybody pays into the board, and you'd label your circle, and the first horse that takes a dump in the circle, you win. And then it came out, and then everybody went up and down State Street now was doing. We started that like 20 years ago or something.
I don't think
That
I've
was a
ever
great
noticed
time.
the
Yeah,
chalk
it was.
circles.
Watch, you'll see the circles this year. So, and for 2 years, the
poop
last 2
circles.
years in a row that Michael that owned that place, Victoria won the 2 dumps in the circle.
So she's got an eye for poop?
I guess, somebody's going to go poop right there. All right, Richard is telling us that we got to take another quick break. It's Guy Rivera speaking with Ruth Ann Bowe of Keller Williams. Give her a call. She's got 2 great listings. She's probably got more than that, but she's got
several coming up.
Several coming up. And there's one more thing that we want to talk about. I don't know that we're going to have time, but we'll be right back. Okay, we are back speaking with Ruth Ann Bowe, Keller Williams, selling Santa Barbara. Okay, so I'm going to give you one question, and in a nutshell, I need you to answer it quickly so we can sign off. But I want you to get detailed. What is your biggest hurdle with sellers right now? Is that the question?
That was my question, in case you didn't give that away. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because I know that it has come up a lot in my business, sellers, when they're ready to buy up or ready to downsize, they're very concerned about if they sell their home first, what are they going to do? How do they don't want to be left without a home. They need to have a place to go before they sell the house. So their thought is, let's go buy first. In today's market, most sellers are not willing to accept an offer from a buyer when it's contingent on the sale of another property. So there are ways around it. We can do a contingency where it's a seller contingency that requires that the seller finds a replacement property and there is either a semi-concurrent close, meaning that it closes the same day, or there can be just a short rent back. Not always a great idea, but something. There are ways to work around it so that the seller doesn't have that stress. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about were what are the loan options when you've got a seller that has had their house for 10 years, they've got some equity in it, they want to buy something else, but they're afraid to buy or to sell without buying.
It's the same thing. I mean, you just hit it on the head. Go into the contingency process where they find a replacement property. I'm seeing a lot of that right now. And, and there's some agents out there that, I'm sorry to say, it's true. They don't know that. They don't know the position your sellers, sell the house with the contingency of finding a replacement property.
But are they doing loans these days where you can...
Oh, go buy a house and then, okay, so you're talking about a bridge loan. Yeah, there are bridge loans. And as a matter of fact, I just did one. A company relocated to Santa Barbara from Pacific Palisades. They were selling their house for $2.5 million down there. They bought a house for $1.5 million here. And they sold their house. We did a bridge loan on both. Came over. They had to come in with a couple of dollars, but it goes... I don't have time to actually, but yes, there is a bridge loan. You combine the values of the two properties, and we can fund on that. Eusebio Cordova actually did that for me through his company. I do it. We have our own funds to do it, but on a smaller scale. That was like a $3 million deal that had to happen. So, with that being said, Ruth Ann Bowe, Keller Williams. It's easy to do. If anybody out there wants to know more about that, give Ruth Ann a call. Her and I will sit down with you. We can all sit down together. We can all go cocktail together. We can all go eat together. We can do whatever.
I like having cocktails with you, Guy.
And talk some business, or we can play business. This is Guy Rivera speaking with Ruth Ann Bowe. Are you rushing me off the air? Absolutely. Are you Guy Rivera? Because I am. Okay, good. I got one more minute. Okay. So Ruth Ann Bowe can be... I give him crap all the time.
And he seems to take it
well.
He
loves it because he gives it back. So, speaking with Ruth Ann Bowe, Keller Williams, she is a great gal to deal with. Real estate is her life. She has other life, but you have...
Not much.
Not much. She has no life. I didn't want to say that, but...
But I love what I do. I love what I do. I'm passionate about it.
She's
Who
passionate
needs
about
more?
real estate. Give her a call. Ruth Ann Bowe, Keller Williams, Santa Barbara. This Guy Rivera, Guarantee Mortgage. You know who I am. You know my name. You know where I'm at. 1736 State Street. Come by, have a cup of coffee. We'll see you next week. Richard?
That was a tasteful and moving program, Mr. Rivera.